Hey guys, I'd like to welcome you all back to another trade recap of mine. So this is a trade that I took on Thursday on the 13th of October 2022. Now this was a long and this resulted in a 6-hour trade that completely hit TP without any partials. Personally I risked 0.5%, so this resulted in a 3% gain on my account, which was around $1,500. And here's a screenshot that just simply shows that I actually took it. And without further ado, let's get started. Now, as I've mentioned in my previous video, I'm going to start on the higher time frame and slowly make my way down to the lower time frames. And I use the 4-hour one as my directional bias, so I'm simply just going to mark out my demand zones, my supply zones, and see the overall direction of the market. Now we could see that price recently, so price was in a complete downtrend, yes, and we know that it was in a downtrend for quite a while. So right in this area, price went up and broke this last high, which then meant that it changed its character, and then we could see that this is a break of structure, and this is a break of structure over here as well. And yeah, but now we could see that price might have found some supply in the zone. Let me just quickly change that. Wow. Price might have found some supply on this zone, and it has started pushing downwards. But we could see that there is a demand zone over here. So this is a 4-hour demand, and we could see that this potentially is a supply zone as well. Why so? Quite simply because so price came down, and from this wick you can see it came back to this zone again to grab some more liquidity, went down again, breaking these lows and creating another lower low, went back up again, and then just went back down again. You can see that from this wick that it broke these lows, which might show that it's going to move further downwards, but we don't stop over here. So now I'm going to add a little fundamental in this trade as well. We could see due to some news, price has been heavily bearish, and it has also showed us a reaction where it took price even further downwards. I'm going to now go to the 15-minute time frame, and I simply forgot to tell that as far as my opinion goes, or as far as I could see, that whenever there is a high impact news which moves price quite rapidly and leaves behind imbalances, let me just go back a little more. So when price leaves imbalances like this whole area, price tends to retrace a little to go back down again. So this retracement is a factor that I took in, which resulted in me taking long in a very bearish market, you could say. And so if I have to summarize whatever we've discussed until now, I marked my demand zones on the demand and supply zones on the 4-hour time frame, and we could see that price is in a 4-hour demand zone at the moment, and there has been a high impact news which resulted in price leaving a 15-minute imbalance, which could get filled sooner or later. And for that very case, I'll simply just go down to the 1-minute time frame and see how things play out over there. So right over here we can see that price has swept these lows as well, and came down over here, went back up, swept these lows, and might break these highs soon. I mean, I don't know that yet, so I'm just going to play it out a little further, and we could see, yeah, so basically in my opinion, price took liquidity from this area right over here, and it resulted in sort of a change of character, a very minor change of character. This isn't enough for us to take along as of yet, because again, this is a 1 minute time frame, and we are super counter trend, so I'm personally going to wait for a little more confirmations. But as much as we like play it out, we could see that price is consolidating in that area for a little while, which in my opinion again is like building liquidity on the top over here and the bottom side over here as well, which basically means that it's just going to like just like smash one of these areas. So it might go down and just like completely dive down, or just might go up and just like completely obliterate the shorts that were taken in this zone over here. Anyways, I'm gonna play it out a little further, and now I can in my mind I can see that here, okay, price might move upwards now. So now is the time where I'm going to start looking for my entries. Now we could also clearly see that supply is completely failing in this area. Now we could see that this is a supply zone that was formed on the 1 minute time frame that was completely so from this area price broke these lows, went down even further, and then just like smashed this supply. And now we could see that this wick, like we could consider this wick as a supply as well. Now this was a 1 minute supply as well, which price like went down and just smashed it again. So I could see that, yes, okay, we're in a 4-hour demand zone. We might retrace now, and supply on the 1 minute time frame is like just not getting respected. So we can look for longs and see how it goes. So I'm going to play this a little more further. Let me just like take a quick look on my chart so I could like actually see where I took the trade. So I'm going to play this a little more forward, just so we could see the liquidity is being built up and stuff like that. So I feel like this is the area that I was interested in. So yes, yeah. So apologies, yeah, this was the area where I was interested in. So firstly, in this zone, we could see that price grabs some liquidity from this side, and then it shot back down, which also shows that it resulted in a change of character. But we don't know if this is simply a change of character yet. Why? Because on its way downwards, price came down, it like smashed these lows, went a little back up, and then came down again. So you know what, I'm completely sorry, let's just call this liquidity. And for me, I feel like if this area, so like this high, if price has come down, smashes these highs, then I'm going to look for an entry on the demand zone, and then just like find my target, like write the price till my target, whatever it is. So I'm going to play this a little more forward. So now this has actually given me the confidence that yes, price might come down again. Oh, price might move even higher, and we could take a long pretty soon. I'm going to play this a little more forward. So again, personally, we could see that we could have taken a long in somewhere around this zone over here as well, but it didn't really reach my demand zone, which was a little bit down here, so I didn't take this. Now my newest demand zone was somewhere around here. Yep. So now this is my 1 minute demand zone, and I simply placed a buy limit over here. Now if I have to recap my my reasons for taking this long, it was because price came down into a 4-hour demand zone, after a high impact news which made some imbalance on the 15-minute zone. Now, as I've said before in my findings, once price leaves a imbalance, it just retraces back to it sooner or later. So then we jump down to the 1 minute time frame. We could clearly see that supply is failing on the 1 minute zone, and price took liquidity from this zone over here. So like when this high came down, took liquidity from this zone and just went back up again, destroying these highs. So let me just like clear this a little. So price was up here, came up, went back down. These highs destroyed these highs, and now we could say that price has sort of changed character as well. This has like changed direction. So this is the reason why I took this trade. Now if I take my phone out, I'm just gonna like put my the correct prices in where I was actually filled. So it was 96, 902. My stop losses were just beneath that area, so it was 96833, and my take profits were on 97432, 97323. So yeah. So yes, this was, as I've said, around a 6-hour trade. Now, why did I choose these targets? Now, for the stop loss, you could clearly see that I just like protected myself from these lows over here. Why did I target it at this specific area? So in the 15-minute time frame, we could see that this so I took this from this wick till this wick over here. I thought that yeah, price might come back into here, and so I was like looking in this. I was going to look for shorts in this very area, but price later on didn't react it as I expected. But that's going to come later on, and I'm going to actually show you a mistake I did in this very specific trade. So coming back to the 1 minute time frame, I'm going to play this a little more forward. So at this very point, I was filled into my trade, and I'm just gonna let it go, and you can see that it just like hit my TP quite soon enough. Now I was done at this point, and I was like, okay, perfect, I'm just gonna stop trading for the day. And I was going to look for shots in this area, but in reality price went way higher than expected, which means that I left around, let's say, more than double of the profit that I'm not more than double, to be honest, just double the profit that I'm making, a little some more. So what I should have done was I should have taken, let's say, 80% in this zone. So when price reached this zone, I should have taken off 80. Oh, that's a bad circle. That's a really bad circle. So around 80% over here, and let my 20% ride when my stop loss was at break even. But I didn't, and which is why I left some more profit on the table. But I feel like I still did pretty good, because this is all just hindsight now. I could have said, okay, yeah, I should have left like whole volume running, blah blah blah, but I feel like I did the best I could in that very time. And yeah, I feel like this is everything. And just to recap again, so price was in a 4-hour demand zone. There was a 15-minute imbalance made because of news, so we expected price to make a retracement. Supply was clearly failing on the 1 minute time frame, and before it pushed forward, it took some liquidity. So again, took liquidity behind these lows, it came down and went back up right over here. And I've got in my journal, I've got around 6 or 7 conferences that I look for in a trade, and I enter a trade when 4 of them meet, like when 4 of those requirements are fulfilled. So I think I've got around 5ish, 5 conferences right in front of me, which is why I took the trade. And apologies if I wasn't as good as I should be while explaining this trade, but I hope you guys were able to like find some value out of it, and please do let me know if there are like some other kind of videos that you really want to see. And yeah, I know I say the word a lot, but hopefully we'll get better, and hopefully our trading will get better as well. And I wish you all a very amazing trading week ahead of you. And yeah, this is Maalik, over and out.